Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to my God of War Ragnarok walkthrough for all of the main quests in the game. This walkthrough will not only just offer tips for defeating challenging enemies and bosses, but it'll give you solutions to every puzzle during the quest and locations of all collectibles. I also aim to cover most of the loot as well. This video is part 10 as I take you through the Forging Destiny quest, and if you want guides for more quests on the game or favours, check down below in the video description for some links to my playlist and also the pinned comment. After completion of the Word of Fate quest and returning to Sindri's house, you can start the Forging Destiny quest by pressing triangle as Sindri and Brok. This is going to start a lengthy cutscene. After the cutscene, just head to the Mystic Gateway outside. There'll be another cutscene before you want to head to Svartalfheim. Arriving in an abandoned service tunnel, the quest is going to start and you're going to want to reach the surface. Before pushing forward and following Freya, you just want to turn left and you're going to find a Hacksilver chest. And then also notice this reflective mirror here. If we just step backwards and aim at it, we're able to throw our axe to get some more Hacksilver. And for some more Hacksilver, just turn around and now follow Freya to the end. You need to go right through the quest, but look left here. Press L2 and square with the sonic arrows. That'll explode that barrel for some Hacksilver. And with that collected, just spin around. You need to go straight ahead here by destroying that barrel, but before you do, just look to the right and we got some vines. Now with L2, change to the sigil arrows, press square, then use your blades of chaos on them to destroy the vines, and we can crawl under for some loots.
Cooperating, maybe someday it'll be Asgard in flames.
That is not my goal.
Doesn't mean it's not your destiny.
What are you insinuating, Highness?
Not a thing.
Head back out of the tunnel and you just want to use your blades of chaos again on this barrel to make it explode and clear the path. As you proceed, there is going to be an enemy encounter, so just deal with these enemies. If the enemy's clear, from where you enter the area, just go straight ahead. You're going to find some Hacksilver in between these vases. And then from there, just follow the path around. You'll notice some red vines here. Again, with the sigil arrow, just get them marked and use your blades of chaos to burn them. There's a Hacksilver chest here. And from this chest, I'm unsure if it was an enemy drop or not, but there might be some Hacksilver on the ground next to this dead body. And then from there, just round the corners where you need to progress the quest, you'll notice that there's some oil seeping through. You can just use the blades of chaos on that oil to ignite the barrel to explode the path forward. In this next area, there's going to be another enemy encounter, so just deal with them. And with this area clear, there is a Hacksilver chest and a Hacksilver pouch to find. When you get to this area here, just take a right and you'll find the Hacksilver chest just to the right here. And to the left of that chest is a pouch on the floor next to this dead body. And that's all the loot in this area that I'm aware of. You can just push forward and interact with this object to continue. As soon as you move that object out the way, right in front of you is going to be a Hacksilver pouch on this barrel. And from there, just to the left, get your axe out for this hanging basket. And to the right of where that loot dropped, you want to use your sigil arrow again on these vines with your blades of chaos to find a legendary chest. There's quite a few explosions there, be careful. With that looted, we now have a little puzzle to complete. Just back up, and just to the left here, we're going to notice this chain. Interact and pull it all the way down. Notice the doors in front. Now, what we want to do here is get our axe out, and we just want to use Freya's sigil arrow on this cog here. Once she's done that, just throw your axe at it, and that's going to freeze it. You can now let go of this chain, and what we're going to do is use the axe on this reflector mirror to destroy the marker that's just in the distance there. So recall your axe, that should stay frozen, and just hit this reflector mirror, and there we go. That will now keep the gate open. With the puzzle complete, we're going to head into the next room now, and we're going to have an enemy encounter with a Bergzra. So just deal with the Bergzra, lower the difficulty if needed. With the Bergzra defeated, there's another puzzle for you to solve, and you just need to open this gate to the left here. Really easy. You'll notice this wheel, and you got the trough up above. Just freeze the water in the trough just where the wheel is, like so. The water's going to come over, spin the wheel, and open the gates. You can proceed by crawling under this gap. As you're crawling through, be sure to pick up the Hacksilver pouch. And as soon as we get out the other side, we are going to notice the Nornir chest right up in front of us. This is a real easy one to open, and we'll start by just looking straight to our left there. You're going to see the R-torch. Now get your axe, and what you want to do here is just throw your axe at the barrel on the right there. That will leak oil all over the floor, and then with your Blades of Chaos, just press L2 and R2 on this barrel here to ignite it. That will ignite the torch. And then from here, the next torch is right next to you, just here to light up. And then get your axe back, and just to the left of that torch, just destroy these wooden objects to find the final torch for the Nornir chest. Use your Blades of Chaos again. That's all 3 torches ignited, and the Nornir chest opened. With the Nornir chest collected, we can now proceed forward up the stairs, where we're going to have another enemy encounter to deal with. With the enemy defeated, you want to head down this left path here for another enemy encounter. But before you do, just break this latch off here. It just creates a shortcut if you need it later on. With that latch off, head down this path here for another enemy encounter. With this area clear of enemies, you'll want to proceed up that chain. But before you do, just jump up this ledge here for a Hacksilver chest. And once you've got that, just drop down and jump up this ledge for a red coffin. You are now looted up, and you can proceed up the chain. At the top of the chain, don't miss this pouch of Hacksilver to the left, and proceed forward down the ramp. There's going to be a lever that you need to pull, and this is going to change the direction of the water trough. With that done, we just want to head back now and go back to the puzzle area of the room. Just go down this chain and head to the area where we just knocked that latch off earlier to jump down. Once back in the water puzzle area, you can just look right here to see where we went earlier under that gap. We now want to go the opposite direction and open that gate. With the water now going in a different direction, we can do this. Now what we want to do is use a sigil arrow up here on this water trough, about where I'm aiming now. With the sigil arrow placed, you can throw your axe, and that's going to freeze. The water's going to flow over into the other trough now, and we just need our axe to then use it about here to get the wheel moving. So just call your axe back, throw your axe there, that will move this wheel, and the gate will open. In this next area, you are going to be facing 2 Bergzras. Now this is the same enemy that you fought before, but 2 of them. Use the room to your advantage, because this is going to be difficult. There's loads of exploding barrels. It's a big area. You can keep your distance and just use a lot of the barrels to cause a ton of damage. Again, you can always drop the difficulty if needed. And with the enemy clear, we've got some loot to collect before moving forward. So from where you entered the room, take a left here. You're going to find a fallen dwarf with a Hacksilver pouch next to it. And then from the dwarf, just continue around here. And there's going to be an Yggdrasil rift. Just interact with this for some loot. And with that collected, you can just continue on around the corner to find this door to exit the area. As you proceed down this path, there will be this Hacksilver chest on the floor. And then just a little bit ahead is a red coffin. And then with that collected, we can now head to the service by just climbing this wall. Once you reach the service, Freya is going to give you some space, and now we're with Brok. So we just want to follow Brok. You will recognize this area from a previous quest, and eventually you'll have to fight these enemies. Just destroy the nest to make light work of them. And eventually you are going to reach this gate, again with another enemy encounter. Just take care of them. If the enemy is defeated, we can interact with this gate to proceed. Once through, just continue following Brok. You will come across these NPCs here, and there's some hack silver on the ground. You have one pouch to the left and one pouch to the right. And as you reach this contraption, you're going to find a hack silver chest just to the left side. From this chest, we just want to head and follow Brok down this pathway here after learning that there's some nightmare nests that are blocking the lift's mechanism. So we just need to go and clear them, and the first one is right in front of us. Again, just head straight for the nest to make light work of these nightmares. And with the nest destroyed, just continue moving forward where we're going to have another water puzzle. For this puzzle, we just want to start by burning these branches that you're going to find on the right side of the area. And from here, if we just look over to the right, we're going to notice a ledge that we can climb up. So let's just climb up this. We'll notice this geyser in front of us. Just get out your axe and freeze it. Just want to freeze it so that we can jump across. And then just head across this bridge to the right. You'll notice this other water geyser. We just want to recall our axe, and we want to freeze this one. That will allow Brok to get in position, and now he's in position, we can just move over here, and we need to command him to close this cap on the geyser. Just press square on him. And with that closed, we can recall our axe. And the cap's doing its job. So just drop down now. We want to head back across this bridge. We need to freeze this water here to cross the gap. Leave that axe there. Jump down below. And we just want to get on this lift. Recall the axe. And then the lift will take us up. Once up the top, we can now exit the lift up above and notice this gate in front of us. We'll deal with that in a moment. Just to the right here is a ledge we can climb. And we'll find a hack silver pouch just to the left as soon as we get up. Now with that done, we need to throw our axe into that geyser below again, but the lift is in the way. So just command Brok to open the cap that we closed earlier. That's going to move this lift out of the way, and we've got a vantage point now to hit that geyser there, which we need to freeze. Just use your axe to freeze that. And with that frozen, we can now command Brok to close the cap again. And as he closes that, this gate in front of us is going to open and we can proceed. You are going to find a legendary chest just on the other side of this gate. From this legendary chest, you can drop down a small gap here just behind you. There's another geyser that you can freeze, so recall your axe if you haven't already. Freeze this one and jump across to get a hack silver chest. And with that done, we now need to climb up and we need to go and destroy another nightmare nest. So climb up and continue the path. And the nest is going to be right in front of you up on this contraption. So it's not as easy as just going to melee it this time. Just throw your axe at it until it's destroyed and you've cleared the enemies. With the nest destroyed, we've now cleared all the blockages and we can head left here, where there's a shortcut back down to the bottom where we need to take the lift. Collect the health stone to the right there if needed. Just head all the way back to the start where we noticed this lift to begin with when it was blocked. And we can now head onto the lift and interact to take it up and forward. There's going to be another enemy encounter at the end of this travel. Once at the top and with the enemies defeated, there's no notable loot to get, just health stones. Just head into this cave and we want to go through this gap. Just continue on and you'll come out of the cave into this beautiful looking area, and you will notice this hacksilver pouch on the left here, and straight ahead you're going to notice an Odin's Raven. So get your axe out, take aim and fire. With that done, we can drop down and we just need to follow Brok to find a crank that's going to need some repair work. Brok is going to request some materials to repair this crank that you need to use, and the first material you need to find is right behind where he's working there, and you'll notice this on this blue shiny rock here, this interactive circle. Once you've collected that, just take that back to Brok. And he's got to request another material. So just head back the way you came from and go to the bronze rock and interact with that. With that one collected, again, head back to Brok to hand it in. And with the repair made, you can now go back to the crank. Brok is going to repair it. You'll be able to interact with it. And there's going to be a lengthy cutscene with the lady. Once the cutscene is over and you return to the service, you're going to be able to test out your new tool. It's the drop nurse spear, and you've got some enemies in front of you to test it out on. To use it, you just need to press down on the D-pad, and the game gives you a little tutorial here, so just follow it. After you clear all the enemies, the game's still going to teach you a little bit of what you can do with the spear. Just next to Brok's workshop, you just want to throw a spear into this wall here where it's highlighted with L2 and R1 and press triangle to explode. This will reveal a path up. You're just going to backtrack once you get to the top while you're speaking to Brok and head back through the passage. As you exit the passage and jump down the ledge, there's going to be some more nightmare nests just to the left. Just go and deal with them. I've cleared the battle, but just for a point of reference, you have a couple of Grims as well, but you got the 2 nightmare nests just over here at this cliff edge. And if you spin around, you'll find a 3rd nest just up above there that needs to be destroyed. But with all those destroyed and the enemies gone, we can push forward now. If you just look left, you might notice a red coffin. We'll cover that in a moment. But for now, just head to the end of the stream where the other 2 nests were. And you've got this weak spot on this wall here for your spear. L2 and R1, press triangle, and that's going to destroy the wall. And from here, we can now get that red coffin, but first we need to find another weak spot. Just head through the path that you cleared, looking at the red coffin, and just notice the weak spot here on the wall. So again, L2 and R1 with the spear, press triangle, and that's going to reveal the path to the red coffin right next to the ledge you originally jumped down to get in the area. And with this collected, we are now ready to push on. So jump back across the gap, go through this path that you created here, and just follow the path ahead. Before you go through this gap in the wall here that you need to squeeze through, just after jumping over the last gap, there is some hack silver on the ground to the right. Pick that up and then squeeze through this gap in the wall for another enemy encounter. With all of the enemies clear, Brok is going to teach you a new technique that you can use with the spear, and it involves these wind vents. You want to get to like the closest to a 90-degree angle from the vent as possible, so basically head on and just press L2 and R1 to throw the spear, and then that creates basically step that you can use to climb up ledges. Once at the top, you just want to have a look south over this ledge, and you'll see a weak spot you can hit with your spear just to uncover the next passage you need to follow. And before we do jump down and we shimmy across that ledge we just uncovered, we can just look right here and we can see another Yggdrasil rift that we can collect. Now to get this, we just want to drop back down and we want to get at a 90-degree angle to this wind vent up top here. So it's just left to the other one that we did. Press L2 and R1 to throw your spear into it, climb back up, and then we can use that other spear we used to swing across to the Yggdrasil rift.
Agreed. Well, for a period of time, very well.
Now, if you have picked up the lost lindworm favor, you would have found a lindworm there first. So you'll just have to take care of that. Then you can interact again to get your loot. With that done, we can now jump back down and we can follow Brok across that ledge that we uncovered earlier. So just jump down and shimmy across this wall face. As soon as you reach the other side, there is some hack silver just on the edge here. Collect that, then follow Brok and you're going to have a fight against this ogre. As the fight progresses, there's going to be more than just that ogre. There'll be a second ogre, there'll be grims, and it's a difficult encounter. I advise that you take care of all the smaller enemies first because they're the most deadly. You've got some things around the area that can help you, like these rocks here, some rocks over there too. You can use the spear on this rock here to create a height advantage for you if needed, and just get rid of all the smaller enemies. Once you've done that, you can focus on the ogres. If it is too difficult for you, do just drop the difficulty to make it much easier. And once clear, the only bit of loot here that I noticed is this hack silver pouch on the ground over to the back left corner, so collect that. And also once the area is clear, Brok is going to set up a little workstation, a bench, so interact with this before continuing to upgrade any gear. And with everything you want to get done, just head to the right of Brok and you're going to see this rope here you can interact with to create a zip line and head down. You arrive back down at the lift that you used to take up, and you just want to head back now through the camp that you went through when you got here. There's going to be a cutscene with a surprising guest. After that cutscene, the Forging Destiny quest is going to be complete. There's a little bit more we're going to cover before we finish this video though. So we just want to head out of this camp and go through the gate we entered in earlier. Through the gate, you're going to meet back up with Freya, and you're going to need to deal with some enemies. With the enemies defeated, we're now just going to follow Freya back to the train, but there's got to be some loot along the way. Keep on following Freya, and then just before you get to the train platform here, we can turn around and we're going to head to a Nornir chest that was covered a fair few quests ago. We weren't able to do it because we didn't have this spear, but if we just follow the direction I've gone from that train platform, you'll get this area here, and inside is this Nornir chest. Now to open this chest, there's some totems around the area and they look like this just to the left of the chest. Now how these work is with the spear, you want to press L2 and R1 to throw a spear into it, and we need to damage 3 of them all at the same time to open the chest, so don't press triangle just yet. Look to the right of that and across the way you are going to find a second totem, so just press L2 and R1 to throw another spear in that, and spin around and exit this area with the Nornir chest in, and you're going to find the third totem just on top of this rock here next to this wooden trailer. So just L2 and R1 on that, and with all 3 spears in the totems, press triangle to damage them at the same time. You can now head back to the Nornir chest and you'll be able to open it. From the Nornir chest, there's another Yggdrasil rift, and to get that, we're just going to exit this area again and take a right, and we want to find this gap in the wall here and just go through. Once through, just turn to the left, and you're going to notice the Yggdrasil rift. Now when you interact with this, you're going to encounter some enemies. There'll be a level 5 Fierce Stalker and 2 level 5 Gulons. They're not going to be the easiest enemies to beat, so do your best, block their attacks, take the smaller enemies out first before the harder one, and get the job done for the rewards. If you can't beat them, just drop the difficulty. Once defeated, and once you've collected all of your loot from that encounter, you just want to head back to the rift to get some more loot. And with the loot collected, we can now head back through the gap and continue the quest. With these Yggdrasil rifts, they only start appearing from this quest, Forging Destiny. They'll appear throughout the map now, and they'll appear in locations that you've been to before, like this. We were in this location very early in the game, and we're now finding these rifts here. So it may be worth exploring other areas after this mission to go and find things like this. Many of them will contain different things like enemies or those worms that we found earlier, or they could just contain loot. But yeah, they're well worth interacting with if you do come across them. But once done, just head back through that gap, come to the train and interact with it to continue the quest. after the cutscene, you're going to get off the train and you're going to be in this area here. It is an area that we have been once before earlier on in the game, but now it's got this gravestone in the middle which we can interact with. Now, interacting with this is going to start a new favor for you, and it's the Berserker challenges. These are very tough challenges. You can interact with this now and attempt to complete it. You're going to get some good loot for completing it, but as I said, it's going to be an extreme challenge, and you're going to want to be properly geared up for it. You're going to need to be very good with your blocking and attacking. Obviously, you can drop the difficulty to the easiest difficulty to get it done much easier, but it's still going to be a bit of a challenge. So it's up to you if you want to play this now or come back to it later when you're more powerful. The favour that you unlock will be called Fit for a King, and I do cover this in a separate video guide you can find in my guide playlist, linked down below in the video description. So once you've done with that gravestone, or if you leave it to come back to it later, you just want to spin round and you want to head across to this Mystic Gateway here. When we were originally here, we couldn't cross this section, but we can now that we have this spear, and Durlin's going to be on the other side to give us another favor. Just come to the right here to get to the correct angle to throw your spear into the wind vent, and with that in, if you hit it properly, unlike me, that's going to be able to be used to swing across, and you're going to speak to Durin, who's going to give you this favor. With the Spirit of Rebellion favor collected, we can now head back to Sindri's house. So just look to the left here, interact with the Mystic Gateway, and head back to Sindri's. And that does bring an end to this walkthrough and the end of the Forging Destiny quest. I hope this video has helped you. It may be worth now going to explore other areas now that you've got this spear, because there's plenty more you can do with stuff that you couldn't do before, because you can interact with those wind vents or those special highlighted areas on walls and whatnot to uncover paths. But thank you for watching this. The next video is going to be the Unleashing Hell quest, and you're going to find all of the quests and favors down below in the description via playlists. Thank you for watching. Hit like, share, support, and subscribe to support. Until next time, peace out.